Welcome everybody to another episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I am your boy Jay Aguilar.
And this Lucito.
And this week we're just focusing on only the LWO. Yes, Backlash is in Puerto Rico, where we're going to be seeing some of these awesome matches that have been placed in card. For those who are following us, thank you. Please be sure to subscribe and like and follow us on all of our social media, Providence Lucha Talk. Type it in on Google, Bing, wherever you watch or, look at your podcast. That's where you'll find us. So let's begin.
It's like the first pay-per-view in Puerto Rico since like early 2090. So
really?
Yeah, it's been like almost 2 decades.
Do you remember some of the matches that happened back in 1990 or...
I can look them up, but
last Puerto Rico pay-per-view?
Yep, let me see. WPR pay-per-view. It's been years.
Well, I'm going to say a couple of decades.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico. For those who are excited for this matchup, we're just excited that it's in a whole new environment. I'm only worried that they don't get overheated like it happened in Saudi Arabia.
It shouldn't be too bad. The weather over there, it's in the 70s, 80s now at this time?
At this time?
Yeah. So Friday is going to be, where I'm from, Juncos, whatever, but it might be a little bit hotter, but it's between 75 to 80. So it's like if they were in Florida. And they do fine in Florida.
Okay, hey.
It's not Saudi Arabia.
It's your people. Yeah. This is your people.
Well, Bad Bunny, he got home field advantage, so it should be.
He does. So let's talk about these matches, right? Number one, I want to talk about. So let's do this. Numero uno. Let's talk about. Sorry, I pressed.
All right, so just kind of the last year it was 2005 in Puerto Rico, and it was
18 years ago.
New Year's Revolution, and Batista was the cover of the pay-per-view.
Is he even Latino?
No, but I think his
last name is Bautista.
Yeah.
Let me stop. Okay. Carlito wasn't even in. Wait, Carlito was part of that. Do you see the matches?
So we had the Hurricane and Rosie versus Stans.
Okay.
We had Eugene and William Regal versus Christian Tyson Tomko.
That's sad.
Trish Stratus defeating Lita. Shelton Benjamin's against Maven. It's so bad. Muhammad Hassan and Davari versus Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross. Kane defeating Snitsky. Triple H with Ric Flair defeating Randy Orton, Batista, Jericho. Yeah, so this is like, that was Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship. And Shawn Michaels was the guest referee for that pay-per-view.
Yo, and who came out on top?
I think it was Triple H, yeah.
Wow, Elimination Chamber. That is...
Yeah, 2005. That's great.
18 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Hey. Well, so we're back in Puerto Rico. The first match I would like to talk about, I don't like the order that I'm looking at, but it is what it is. Let's start with number 7. Number 7 over here, it says Bad Bunny versus Damien, or in Espanol, Damian Priest, for a San Juan street fight. Now, are they going to the main street of San Juan?
Yes.
Are they going to literally be under, what's the decoration they're using now on the
umbrella thing?
Yeah.
I think that's still out. I think we will see Puerto Rico wrestlers helping Bad Bunny out.
Okay.
So we might see like a Carlito or Carlos Colon or
the Colones,
and El Invader. We might see maybe Savio Vega, like people like that, like 90s, 80s wrestler, like WWE that are in Puerto Rico. We might see some of those people like helping out.
Priest is definitely getting this beat down because ain't no way in hell Bad Bunny
at his home.
Bad Bunny, I don't think he's losing.
But it's still not a lose for him either way. But I think Bad Bunny will take this one.
They're both Puerto Rican, Bad Bunny, that's like more of his domain too, like you were saying. So Bad Bunny is like Bad Bunny, all right.
Yeah.
Like,
but I think just to add kind of to the news for Judgment Day, I don't know if you heard the news. They're thinking of adding another member to Judgment Day, which we'll talk later on after the Backlash.
That's a nice information that I was not aware, but I'm glad you introduced it. Match number 6 I have here is Bianca Belair champion versus Mrs. Io Sky alongside with Damage Control, Bayley and Dakota Kai for a single match WWE Raw Women's Championship. Is Bianca losing it?
Well, the Raw title's in SmackDown, but I think she might lose it.
So are you saying that Io may become the Raw Women's Champion?
And they might do a title swap.
No.
Because the new roster takes effect after the pay-per-view.
Right, but
so
Damage Control is where?
Damage Control is
in Raw. Bianca went to SmackDown.
Well, what's her name? Rhea Ripley is in Raw.
And she has the SmackDown Championship belt. I mean, the best thing they could do is just swap. I don't think Bianca is losing the belt. Personally, I don't think she's losing it.
There's really nobody else for Bianca, but I was like, Io, she used to be former NXT champion.
That's great.
She, out of everybody in her,
I love her.
Besides, what's her name? Not Dakota, but the other one. I really forgot.
Gonzalez?
No. So Dakota,
Tegan?
yeah, they saw the people there that could maybe have a chance, but I could see Io.
Who you were talking?
No, and
as partnership? Are you talking about Gonzalez?
No, and Damage Control. Bailey.
Bayley.
I'm like, it's a B. I'm trying to. Yeah, so many names out of my head.
Forget about Big Booty Bailey, man.
Yeah.
Hi, Bailey.
But there's really nobody else. Like, there's some people that they got drafted to SmackDown new, but maybe they could start new for.
No, Bianca is keeping it and trading it off.
Okay.
With whoever retains the SmackDown Championship belt.
So I got Io. You got.
I got Bianca. Now this one is going to be very interesting. In the triple threat match for the United States Championship, we have Austin Theory, Bobby, Black Ass Lashley, and Mr. Big Boy Bronson motherfucking Reed.
Big Boy's gonna get it.
Who?
Bronson Reed. We're gonna give him the chip.
Yep.
But I feel the way it's coming, so I feel like that's a way for Theory. The way might reunite.
The way, are they all in Raw?
They're all in, except Theory. He's in SmackDown.
Okay, so
but he could lose, and somehow he's gonna need the way. He's gonna need the way to get back together. But I think Bronson Reed, it's about time.
May the 4th be with your dumbasses who watch Star Wars. I want to go with my boy, big black man himself, the boss, Bobby Lashley, new champions. I'm going for a new champion, but Bobby Lashley.
I got a new champion.
Bobby Lashley.
Bronson Reed.
All right, Bronson Reed. This is a Vince match, single match. Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos alongside with MVP.
Seth.
Yeah.
And I think they're free agent almost on
Yep.
Almost on MVP are free agents.
We have La Mami, Rhea Ripley versus La Puerto Riqueña representative of LWO, Miss Selena Vega for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
Yeah, that's not. Mommy's gonna get it. Unfortunately, sorry.
Mommy?
Yeah. I know it's in Puerto Rico. She's gonna do a good match, but
I like the speech Ray gave her though. As long as you have heart and you're willing to work,
yeah, but
it's gonna pay off. I think that was
on this one, unfortunately.
Okay, so Mommy's is going.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley.
All right.
She's unstoppable at the moment. Like,
you know what? I'm gonna do something very unique. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna press this button right here. Hey Siri, flip a coin. If it's head, it's Rhea. Okay. Hey Siri, flip a coin. She said tails. I'm picking Zelina Vega.
We both got both won championship.
Yeah, opposite. Right. This could be a very interesting conversation for another single match. Also have Vince McMahon name on it. Is the Brock Lesnar versus Mr. American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. El Cubano versus El Gringo Malo. Who's winning this?
Cody has to win it. He's going through the same story as John Cena. Like, he's going through a gauntlet.
Well, okay. Elaborate just a real.
So John Cena had to do the same thing when he went against Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Basically the night after that, he literally the same thing. They rinse and repeat. He had to go to Brock Lesnar and go through a gauntlet of people before going back against Roman again.
Interesting.
So I feel like they kind of rinse and repeating, and I don't. And also Cody losing is it's not a good thing for him, especially making the new World Heavyweight Championship. So he needs to start picking up
Do you
wins.
think that's going to impact the decision making of him being in a tournament?
Him losing against Brock Lesnar, no. But I feel like it helps if he beats Brock because it makes him not more of a main eventer, but it's like you're beating top tier people. So it's like it puts him in, kind of keeps him in the main event.
Losing to Brock, I don't think it's going to break him or make him. Losing to Brock, it just pleases Vince.
Yeah.
I believe Cody was still
He's gonna pull it off.
be involved for the new heavyweight belt that's going to be at Raw, which he was the number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not pressure on him. It's like if I'm telling the story, I do want.
Because I don't see it's weird because I don't see him. I know he does the Crossroads. It's gonna be tough for doing that against.
If I'm writing the story of Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar, and they have hissy fits throughout every Monday before Backlash. Do I want the Cowboy to win, or do I want the American Nightmare to win? I'm stretching it out a bit because I'm really thinking
DQ or something, or not no contest or DQ and continue another match again.
I mean, this is a single match. This is
No, but I'm saying they like because Roman could get involved, Solo could get involved. Like they're around. You know what I'm saying? Like they could just keep.
But why would they get involved with the Brock Lesnar match? That doesn't make sense to me.
True, but they could use to mess with Cody.
What does Cody has to do with the bloodline? They already
True, but if they attack him or Brock, they have to do another match because it's not settled between them. So he still have to keep going against.
I didn't get a clean match out of the Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley in Elimination Chamber, and we didn't get that rematch in
They messed up on that one. They messed up on that. That should have been Bobby. That should have been the WrestleMania moment.
Yeah,
Bobby. Just
1,000%.
Not the almost. Not the almost.
Screw you, whoever was the decision maker of that match.
But I think Cody's gonna end up getting it
I'm
somehow.
going with Brock Lesnar for the fact that he might win by DQ.
Okay.
That's my bold prediction of this night.
Okay.
Brock Lesnar winning via DQ. It's not gonna be cute, but it's not gonna hurt Cody. It's not gonna hurt Brock.
No.
And I don't think Brock is gonna be vengeful for it, because if he was, he would have went after Bobby Lashley the night after WrestleMania. Just talking out loud. Thinking out loud. Shout out to Ed Sheeran for winning his case. In the last match, which I'm assuming it could be either the opener or the closer, depending on how they haven't been this hot. So I think they might be the opener personally. It's a 6-man tag team match. We have Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, who are currently the tag team champion, the undisputed tag team champion, versus the Bloodline, which is kind of a sidebar real quick. It was very interesting that during the draft, the Bloodline was a mix of Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, and Solo.
One day.
And then the Uso was the Usos. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So the whole stable was not...
They had to... I feel like Roman's making them earn their way back to the...
That's weird. That's a weird... But this is called The Bloodline with Solo, Ray, and Jimmy versus with Paul Heyman, being the advocate for the Bloodline for the 6-man tag team match.
I think the Bloodline will take it. It has to start beginning after Sammy and Kevin started winning the title. They've lost momentum because they faced the Street Profit.
Lost a lot of momentum.
They faced the Street Profit and it felt like a whatever match, and
that was rushed.
And it's just like there's no level of importance with them having the title, which is unfortunate.
And they're trying.
Yeah,
I mean, like Kevin Owens had an online interview, like off-air interview, and he was like, his name is Solo, but he's never alone, which is a funny bit. May I say that's genius? That is genius. His name is Solo, but he's never alone. Solo mean alone in a different language. The whole bit is amazing. Is amazing. But yeah, they didn't have not been that hot. And Matt Riddle, I don't think really helps the group either.
And he doesn't add any level of like excitement or not, like it's just
bro.
Yeah, like,
just 420 support and that's it.
Yeah,
very interesting.
The bloodline. I think Solo is gonna end up winning this one.
So,
like, Solo is gonna be the one who's gonna get the pin.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I'm like, wait,
no,
it's not three.
No, but
it's
no, just Solo. No,
the bloodline is.
But he's gonna be the one who's pinning somebody. He's gonna be the one who's
Solo is the one that is pinning. Yeah. Okay, got it. Cool. I want to give it to the Canadian boys. I really do. I really do. But I don't. They don't have. They lost that momentum.
It's just
they don't have that. Like when it was like after the bloodline without the belt, it was edgy. It was crazy. It was very lively. It was awesome to see them hug it out and get the reaction. They're not in Canada.
It's not the same. It's not. I don't know. They're
not in Canada.
There's something like
I don't think Puerto Rico is going to be that
for them. I don't think so. I think they're going to get behind
the bloodline over the Canadians in Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle?
No. I think he might be American.
He's American? Okay, cool. Because I was going to say the Canadians, but, you know.
But either way, it's just like them losing, it's not doesn't affect because the title's not on the line, but I think that this might be the beginning of the end of that.
I'm with you on this one. I think Bloodline is winning it. Yeah. And I'm hoping this is the opening match because Bad Bunny being the closer would not. Yeah. I think that would be more.
That should be the closing.
Yeah, because like
either that or the Brock Lesnar one of the two.
Brock. I mean, Brock Lesnar he is the We'll see how the order go, but you know, out of these matches, we have really good. I think we're only difference in just the
women's championship.
Women's championship. Be funny if we do get
and women's championship, and the same thing with the United States championship.
Well, Brunson. I said lastly, you said Reed, and then I picked. Oh yeah, my phone picked Zelina for me, so it is what it is. All right, so. As you heard throughout our conversation, we mentioned about the draft. The draft occurred, and it was not as a pleasant or fun momentum as we would like it to be, but we're just gonna give some big highlights of names real quick. If you mind, Lucita, I'm just gonna read out of this. But I know you have the full information. So, question for you. Okay, I'm just gonna read it from the post. Question for you: out of these individuals who was transitioned to SmackDown, we're gonna start with SmackDown. Who do you think make the biggest impact for the following WWE season? Okay, is it the NXT Women's Champions Alba and Issa Dawn? Is it Asuka? Is it Theory? Is it Bianca? Is it Bobby Lashley? Is it Grimes? No. Charlotte Flair. Damage Control. Grayson Waller. Hit Row. Cranium Cross and his wife Scarlett. LA Knight. Lacey Evans. LWO. Pretty Deadly. Rick Boogs. The Bloodline. Shotzi. Tamina. Ooh, if Tamina is there, she should just be added to the family. What the fuck? The Brawling Brutes, the OC, shout out to AJ Styles, welcome back, or the Street Profit.
So I would say the one that's going to make the most impact, hopefully, for me, it's Grayson Waller.
Ooh, he's not even, did I?
Yes, he is.
Did I even mention
the first quarter people.
Yeah, Waller, yes.
Because I feel like he will be SmackDown's new Miz. So Miz went to Raw, and I feel like they needed a segment similar to like he had the Grayson Waller effect.
But they got Bailey with Ding Dong.
His is better. It's more like they got both, but I feel like he's gonna be kind of like your next Miz, and entertainment wise.
Okay. Okay.
You could also pair him up. I feel like him and the Alien Knight would be a good pairing, which will be good for the tag team division. And I hope they keep. So I would say Grayson Waller, and also Pretty Deadly. I hope they keep the name, but I think there might be a name switch for them. But I feel Pretty Deadly.
Pretty. Whatever.
Well, but I think they're trying to take out the Deadly part, so I think they're trying to rebrand them. But if they keep that tag team themselves, there's something different and new. So I feel like their accent, their look, and their persona and everything, it's good for the tag team division that they need for SmackDown. So add some variety. But Grayson Waller, I think he's going to be the kind of an X factor for that division. Everybody else, we've seen what they've done. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, they're good, but it's just they right now. There's two. Basically, they have the NXT tag team, and you also have the tag team. So you have two tag team females. So are they going to unify it or separate it? Who knows? But the last episode of NXT, they were able to retain the title.
Wow, I for some reason my eyes overlook Edge.
Yeah, Edge is just
but Edge is Edge. Okay, yeah. I believe the Brawling Brutes should be making an impact.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of stables, right? Staples, factions. I could see the Brawling Brutes could do a storyline with the OC or the Bloodline to keep us more on our feet. That makes sense to me. Lacey Evans, Charlotte is a really good pickup for the women's division. I'm hoping Evans really pick up. Oh yeah, and they could also have a matchup with Latino World Order as well. From my previous comment, Brawling Brutes could have a beef with LWO. That could have beef with the Bloodline. That could also have beef with what was the other group I mentioned? The OC. So AJ Styles, I feel like he's going to get a little bit more TV time for the first half. I don't think he's going to really do the full season. But, if the OC face the Bloodline, that's good. If the Brawling Brutes face the Bloodline, it's going to be good. Or if it's, Rey Mysterio in that group against.
True. Yeah.
I think there's a story for them. Grimes, I think Grimes might be the one that's going to have more like the Miz type of moment than Waller, personally.
I feel he's changed the way he's built. Now he's trying to bulk up and be basically more main eventer. I think he might be stuck in the United States division, which is good for him because he was North American. He was the $1 million man, which is good. It's just, and also his finisher, he could hit it on anybody because he got ups. Like he basically does a curb stomp, double curb stomp, basically. But I think he's necessary for the mid card. I don't know if he might get an opportunity against Roman, but who knows? But I don't think he's ready yet.
All right, fair enough. So, same question for the Raw. Who's going to make the biggest impact for Raw? So far, I have Akira Tozawa. I'm surprised he still has a job at WWE. Alpha Academy, Apollo Crews, welcome back. Becky Lynch, I told y'all Becky was going to be top pick. Braun and Ricochet, the tag team. Bronson Reed, Candice LeRae, or I'm not sure why they didn't put her with her family, but whatever. Cody Rhodes, Dana Brooks, okay, shout out to you. Dexter Lumis, Drew McIntyre. I think I predicted Drew going to Ross, I think, but awesome for him. Emma, Humberto and Angel, the group Imperium, Indy Hartwell, who relinquished her belt previous show on NXT. We have Indus Shear, JD McDowell, Johnny Gargano, the previous tag team of Katana and Candy Carter, the current tag team champion Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We have the MMM. They're all in one group. Matt Riddle, Natalia, Nikki Cross, Odyssey Jones, Piper Nevin, Raquel and Liv Morgan, current women's tag team champions. We have the Judgment Day. I'm not going to read them separately. Judgment Day is there. Riddick Ross, Moss, Ronda Shayna on. Wow, that's going to be an interesting matchup. Seth freaking Rollins, I knew he was going to stay in Raw. I lied. I think I picked him to go to SmackDown. But Zoe Stark, Zia Lee, Trish Stratus, God bless, the Viking Reader, the New Day, the Miz, Tegan Knox, Sonya, and Chelsea Green, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
So for me, I think the people that I would like to see, I saw a piece of his talent. We didn't see too much in NXT, but I would like to see what he does on the main roster. Odyssey Jones, he kind of reminds me kind of similar to like Keith Lee. But he's a kind of a work in progress. But I think, like I mentioned earlier, there's rumors and reports that there might be another member added to Judgment Day, which might be JD McDonough, which would be possible added to Judgment Day, which will fit perfectly for that faction. It'll be basically 3 guys. Most factions, like you have the Brown Brutes, most of the groups have 3 guys, so you could do one as a single and do a tag team or whatever. So which he'd be a good addition, especially him and Finn, or even especially with the Imperium being in Raw, that they could compete with Raw and Raw. But I would say Odyssey Jones, someone to keep an eye for. JD McDonough would be great, and I would like to see what Zoe Starks does in the women's division. Because I don't think she ever won the NXT Women's Championship. She contended, and I think she was a tag team, but she got hurt often in NXT. So hopefully, the injury bug goes away in the main roster.
Injury doesn't go that way that easily, my brother. It does not.
Well, same thing with Indy. I want to see the Way reunite, but Indy's injured, so we might probably have to wait until
a while.
Yeah, at least September-ish time. So she's 100%, but I think the rosters, I feel like now it's more balanced. I feel like in SmackDown there's more factions and groups, and in Raw you have more like single competitors and tag team division rather than like faction wars in SmackDown. But I think I would like to see what this new season of WWE has to offer with the new talent being incorporated.
By any chance, the name that I listed in matches, will you say?
Yeah, I got
most of them.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Then you announce the ones that I didn't mention. But real quick, my thought on the impact. I think the big impact is if, let's say, Bronson Reed does win the U.S. Championship. If he does win, the best opponent for him is Drew McIntyre. I just looked up his resume, right? Drew is a 2-time WWE champion. He's a 1-time Intercontinental champion. He's an NXT champion. He's a Raw Tag Team champion alongside with Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler. He is the 31st Triple Crown champion, and he also have won, the Royal Rumble back in 2020. The only belt that he doesn't have to become a Grand Slam champion is, drumroll please, the U.S. title. And I think that would be a great push for Drew and Braun to build up for either a SummerSlam or something down the line. But that's only if Reed pulls the win. Yeah. That's only. So, if not, he could dance around with a fucking Imperium and give him hell. Because
that's the only thing. Because I know I just saw the roster because I know the roster will take effect after Raw. Mm-hmm. Is if I think Bronson Reed will win the U.S. Championship. Currently, Austin Theory they're going to swap, but Austin Theory is in SmackDown.
Or the IC is now in Raw and the US.
Yeah, so they might swap it out. And Bronson Reed might have to, because right now he got drafted to Raw.
Right.
And Lashley got drafted to SmackDown, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you have Lashley in Theory in SmackDown. You have Bronson Reed in Raw.
Right.
So I don't see them having 2 mid-card titles in one show. Because IC, Imperium, it's in Raw. Bronson Reed. So, you know what I'm saying? But
if Bronson Reed wins,
you probably ship him out. Yeah.
Most likely could be stay.
Or swap out, he goes to SmackDown and then...
I don't know much of a swap out because, honestly, Raw has, nearly double the names compared to SmackDown.
Yeah, but it's an hour show.
An additional 3-hour show versus a 2-hour show. I get that. I'm not disagreeing. I get that part. I'm just not.
And the way it's in Raw, so that's a way for Theory eventually. You could do.
It would be interesting, but if Bronson brings the U.S. title, then I feel like it would be a great opportunity for Drew to win it. But if not, then he could work with Imperium. But, I respect what you just said.
I know that there's free agents. So Dolph Ziggler's a free agent. Mustafa Ali is a free agent. Mm-hmm. Von Wagner, almost MVP, which mentioned earlier. Brock Lesnar, he's basically a free agent. He negotiated his own thing. people that are not included on the draft was Bray Wyatt, Alexa Bliss, Logan Paul wasn't included on the draft. So they either like contract wise not in either roster or they just free agents. So we'll see what happens after Backlash. So it should, I like how everything's shaping up.
Yeah, and you also mentioned Elias too, right?
Yeah, and Elias as well. Yeah.
Baron Corbin got a few winning, like his losing streak stopped in Paris during the live show. So I wonder what's going to happen to him as well. Just talking out loud. But yeah, honestly, Apollo Crews, to me, I think he's not going to be that impactful. I think he's just going to be a jobber. I could see Shayna and Ronda working with Raquel and with Liv for the belt. I could definitely see Emma definitely going for the Raw Championship belt for sure. I could definitely see that. I could see she building a story with Chelsea Green to build momentum, and then go after whoever's going to be the new or current Raw Women's Champion. Which, it's going to be a Rhea Ripley because, she's in Raw. Becky Lynch, I think she's just there for the name, similar to when The Rock and Stone Cold, Undertaker. It's just the name. Seth Rollins might do some work. We could definitely be seeing a rematch real soon with him and Cody Rhodes. I could definitely see Cody, Seth, Drew. Let's throw in JD McDonald, in The Miz and Shinsuke. I could throw in those 6 names for contenders for the new heavyweight belt to be. Yeah. I mean, sure, I could mention Finn Balor, but
he could be, like I mentioned before, he could be another inaugural champion like he did for the Universal.
How many people has been multiple inaugural champions?
Not so many people.
Like, Becky was the first for SmackDown.
Okay.
Finn was the first for the Universal. Mm-hmm. Was it the Uso or New Day that was the first for the...
No, the speeder one, but I'm saying, create a new title normally, like...
Mm-hmm, right.
Like, The Rock brought his own, so he was like... he rebranded that. But, like, when they created the Universal one, he was, like, the first
one. The champion, yeah. Hmm.
Oh. And it would be good if he at least was there or contended or maybe won it especially for Judgment Day.
So, out of these names, including free agents, because they probably have a opportunity as well, who you think is the inaugural champion? Do you still believe it's still Finn Balor?
I think at the moment, we don't know what's going to happen in Saudi Arabia and for that inaugural championship, but I think my number one pick would be Finn Balor. Seth, I like what he's doing, and he got a crowd on his hand, like literally similar to what Roman's doing over there, like acknowledge me. Seth knows how to work the crowd. So him with the title would be great because you need somebody like that to bring eyes to the company and kind of like rile up the crowd, which is needed. But on basically the opposite of him would be Finn Balor because he doesn't bring down the crowd, but he's kind of like the heel side of Seth.
Okay. Yeah. I could definitely see Cody, Drew, or Seth Rollins be the inaugural. If Shinsuke or Finn does it, I'll be surprised. If Brock does it, I'll be surprised. Damn, I'd be surprised if it's even Omo.
Yeah, I hope not.
But either or, they will not be a bad, fit for the new titlement. So that's really exciting. Really excited. Were you excited, disappointed with the results?
Well, the draft and stuff?
With the draft itself.
I feel like it was balanced.
If you rated between 1 and 10, 10 being the best, 1 the worst. What's your rating?
I would say it's probably so far the best one because I like that they added people from NXT. Not people that were just like
something that they've been doing since.
Yeah, but not like people that we know, Finn, or like people that are ready. You had people that are like unfinished projects, moving them to kind of like, let's prove, like, let me see what you got in the main roster. Because Addison Jones, for example, it's one of them that he's there, but I haven't seen enough in NXT. I was like, let's see what you got in the main roster. JD McDonough, he's been ready. So it's just how he's gonna incorporate himself to the main roster. Cameron Grimes, he disappeared for a little bit, but because he was bulking up to be in a main eventer. So like, there's people that like have something missing in their. It could be either arsenal or look or persona or whatever that they normally don't let them go to the main event. They normally let the person like simmer and fully cook in NXT, have a win or loss or whatever, and go to the main roster. That's what they've done with everybody else.
Did you believe Alexa Bliss was ready when she was? Because besides Finn Balor was the first ever top pick, number 5 to be exact, from NXT to be transferred to be drafted to Raw. But let's not forget, Alexa Bliss was also in that draft class with him. You thought she was ready at that time?
No.
But she was still.
But she was given the opportunity. Yeah. Well, most of the time when they brought people from NXT over, for example, like Sami Zayn, like all the like Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, well, the Shield, they were packaged together. But like
those names were never in the draft. They were like surprise elements.
But I think this draft, I like that they are bringing people from NXT, like the Starks and the tag team, like, which is rare to see the tag team NXT and also regular main event tag team, like, which is kind of confusing. Hopefully they figure that stuff out, because Aladon and Alba Fire are the NXT tag team champions.
Yeah, but they're in SmackDown.
Yeah, but you also have the other.
Raquel,
So we're gonna have 2 tag team champions, or
I mean, Alba and Dawn might be doing double work on NXT and SmackDown. Yeah. We don't know that.
So
I mean,
but I will say the females in NXT are more prepared than the guys that got drafted to the main roster. And overall, because I feel like Aladon and Alba Fire, they were set, they were good individually, and those are good.
2 main names. Okay. Who else?
Starks, she's good to go.
Okay.
Andy, she just basically now she reached the peak of NXT. Like now she was an NXT champion.
Yeah, her reign
so she was
really short. Then
but she got hurt. Yeah.
Wedding, yeah.
But she was there. What's another one that I came across? Kaden Carter and the other one is just their fillers, but they were NXT champions, so they could be a good team. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter.
No, I know who they are. I'm just analyzing these.
So for the guys, you had people coming over. Grayson Waller, I feel like they will still meat in the bone in NXT. I'm glad that he came over and potentially could be a great superstar. But I feel like there was still meat in the bone for like the NXT, at least for him to capture the NXT title. Odyssey Jones, unknown. He's still physically he's there, but he's like not fully cooked yet. Like he's there. They have Von Wagner. He's an unknown, but he's undrafted, but he's like a free agent, so he could show up in any show. Mm-hmm. Cameron Grimes, he has experience, but he's stuck in the middle because he's like he can be a champion, but I don't think he's a WWE type because he used to be the X Division champion for Impact. I think he attempted to go for the Impact champion, so he's got main event, but he's not a WWE guy. So I don't know if they're gonna give him the opportunity.
Very picky when it comes to the guys compared to the female. I've been observing you.
Yeah,
you're very picky on these.
But it's
male
like
wrestlers.
Well, we have more sample to like for the men now. Basically, for the past 5 years, when they highlight and show more of the women's division.
Like, Waller, from what I understood, has done well in building heels.
Yeah.
Well, not heel, but he was a good heel to go against like a good face like Breaker. Grimes, $1 million champion as well. Mm-hmm. Had a great storyline with LA Knight.
And he could do comedy too, and he could do everything. Basically.
They're not gonna get the rematch, but Grimes definitely has a very unique persona that might fit. Man, we don't even know if he might be following Bray Wyatt. We don't know. We could get a Wyatt family 2.0. JD, I agree. He's been ready for quite some time.
I think he was probably the longest. He unified. No, he competed against the current NXT champion to unify the cruiserweight. He was a cruiserweight in UK, and they wanted to unify both.
Oh yeah, World Collide. Yeah. Was it World?
I think it was World Collide. Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
But they wanted to. He was the one who competed for the cruiserweight. Yeah.
205 was no longer a thing anymore. Yeah. Wonder why. I I think they really if okay, I'm gonna say this. If there's going to be a person I'm gonna trust after this Vince McMahon, matches, is Triple H.
Right.
I believe Triple H knows his people. His people trust him.
All right.
I'm a little bit worried of how New Day is going to be utilized personally.
So at the moment, I think they only have 2 out of the 3. They don't have Biggie yet.
But they're not Triple H people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They were breed by Vince, so I don't know how they're going to work out. I know Zia is Triple H. I know Seth is Triple H. I know Becky is Triple H. Like a lot of the big names that we know and care for, they were under Triple H and NXT. But it's the ones that were not. Yeah. That's the people I'm kind of like, what's going to really happen with you, bro?
Yeah.
So I'm going to trust in Triple H. I hope he directs Raw pretty well or SmackDown, but I think he's going to do Raw.
Hopefully. Yeah.
And then hope for the best. If Mr. Khan is involved with creative, hopefully he could do SmackDown since, SmackDown has that contract with Fox. They're trying to make it big. They're always trying to make things look good and drag the story. So, we'll see. We'll see. But I give the rating, I give it a 7.5 out of 10 personally. It had not some picks were too obvious for me, And the ones that I was a little bit like, you wasted a pick on legends like Trish Stratus.
They should have been free agents. Trish Stratus and
legends. Edge. He's a Hall of Famer. Trish is a Hall of Famer. Why are we including them in the draft?
I'm surprised Braun Breaker didn't get it picked up.
I think he still has a good story to work for another year, another season. I mean, he could surprise us for what's November Survivor Series.
Yeah. We could see somebody like that.
Yeah, we could see something special out of that. But Breaker is Roxanne as well. Coda Jade, Cora Jade, her as well. So there's a lot of Gallus. I would have loved for them to be picked up over Edge and Trish. Yeah. Personally.
But I like that for NXT that they Indy kind of unfortunately, because of injury, really she had to forfeit the title, but it gives opportunity for other people. So we probably go see Tiffany Stratton. I think she might be the next champion, but Stratton or Perez or whomever to kind of take over.
Be a 2-time champion if she
got
this.
To have her take over the division and see what they could do by themselves.
Well, it's going to be an interesting journey. While we're getting ready for our last segment, which is the result of the AI of who are the greatest group in wrestling history or WWE history. I think it's just WWE, right?
It's just wrestling history.
Wrestling history. John Moxley announced that he's going to be in Dominion for
Dominion, New Japan.
Dominion for New Japan. Thank you. We're gonna see Monet. She's gonna try to get involved in a rematch. We got to give a shout out to Miss Carmella and Corey Graves, who they announced that once again they're pregnant. So Carmella, stress free, breathe, don't do nothing crazy. Take your time on this one. But congrats again for trying and hoping nothing but the best.
Same thing. Another congrats to Trinity and her debut in Impact.
Miss Trinity Fatu debuted in Impact. Nothing but praises for her. I like an article or a post, I should say, that they explain that Impact have created great wrestlers that transition back to WWE. They use the example of Drew McIntyre. They use the example of Bobby Lashley. They talk about even Kurt Angle. You know what I'm saying? Great individuals who went to Impact. Oh, AJ Styles. I forgot.
LA Knight.
Yeah.
Eventually, Peraza, whenever she's ready. Like, literally, she could, go back to that if she wants to. But, she just needed an opportunity, and look what she's
Yeah, she's creating and she's working great with Jordy Gracie now. With Mrs. Fatu. I don't know why her name Trinity. Yeah, it's Trinity. Okay, because Selena Vega is Trinidad, so I don't want to mix up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, with Trinity, Fatu, and Impact, I think they have a great new leader for the women's locker room, and I think she could be a great champion too, a really good badass fighting champion. Anybody else?
Same thing. Congrats. I know there's a new movie coming up. Congrats to Batista with the Dune Part 2 coming up. The trailer just came out.
He took The Rock's role?
Dune?
Doom?
Dune. Dune.
Oh, he has a role in Dune.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought we were talking about Doom.
No.
Where
So the second one, it's coming out soon.
Yes.
So it's a good movie, but
okay.
I like it. Yeah.
Congratulations on that. Anybody else we need to acknowledge, announce? Nope. All right, let's talk about it. So, Lucito, if you could be kind enough to read what was our list and then follow it up with the AI results.
So the top 10 list that we talked about on last episode, we had The Shield.
Yep.
DX.
Yep.
Bullet Club.
Yes.
Four Horsemen.
Yep.
Nation Domination, because we, close to the culture and,
Oh,
and the impact. We had NWO.
NWO.
Yeah. So NWO, Evolution.
Evolution, yes.
Heart Foundation, New Day, and Y Family.
Yep. The Y Family. All right.
And the Bloodline, sorry.
Huh?
And the Bloodline.
The Bloodline, yes. The Bloodline, yes. I'm not raising my one.
No.
I don't acknowledge.
People that we took out were, hold on, 3, 4, 5. Sorry. So Bloodline, I think it was one of the one that we had out, but the people that we had out was Authority, Undisputed Era, and the Bloodline. So
okay.
So according to ChatGPT, so ranking the top 10 wrestling factions of all time.
Yep.
This is based on the industry and the 10 the most influential, successful factions of wrestling history. We have, and there's no order. They just gave me 10. The Four Horsemen.
Yes.
So we got that. DX.
Yes.
NWO.
Yes.
The Heart Foundation.
Of course.
The Shield.
Oh, duh.
The Freebirds.
The fuck?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Evolution.
Yes.
The Ministry of Darkness.
Could that be the Authority? Oh, well, the Authority.
The Undertaker and the Ministry of Darkness. Yeah, so they... Yeah, so basically, the description they give is Ministry of Darkness led by Undertaker. Ministry of Darkness was a creepy, unsettling faction to push limits that was accepted in wrestling history. So, we have the New Day.
Yeah.
And the Dangerous Alliance. So that's what Rick Rude. Dangerous Alliance was Rick Rude, Steve Austin, Arn Anderson. That was like our 80s, 90s. Yeah.
7 out of 10 is not bad.
Yeah, so
it's not bad. Yeah. Now, Mr. Chad GPT, right? I want to talk to you for a second. What do you know of seeing gold around great wrestler waist, my guy? The Undisputed Era, well, that group has redefined NXT. They put NXT on their back, my guy.
But the issue is probably because they were kind of, that's like the AAA version of WWE. So it's like
no.
So like
ese cuento yo no me lo como.
Yeah, like
Mr. Chat GPT or whoever is controlling this site. Undisputed Era, the Elite, Bullet Club. You know how many people go crazy for Bullet Club? You know how many generation of levels of Bullet Clubs we have witnessed and saw on the internet, in the social media, and on TV, and you don't have the audacity to put them in this list? What? How is Bullet Club not in there, man? We have great people. We had Kenny, the Young Bucks, AJ Styles, Finn Balor. We had Tonga. We had freaking Cody Rhodes. We had Jay White. Juice Robinson, a lot of Adam Cole, baby. Bro, how can you miss that?
I know.
New Japan has to be in the conversation. They develop, they birth Bullet Club in a sense with Ring of Honor.
But I will say the same thing. I also want to highlight, I know we don't talk too much about it in Central America, but the Rebelión Amarilla, that's a big faction in AAA that people don't talk about it too much.
There you go.
Like,
you don't go for the Asians wrestling nor the Latino wrestling. Like, what the living fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm happy we got 7 because those 7 are very popular.
Yeah.
We have love and respect for them. The Freebird one, I'm a little bit like, I got to do research on that.
but they also, like, because of them, they also created kind of like the Freebird rules that for the tag team to rotate through. So they kind of like, they were like,
out of that, we
like,
got the New
yeah,
Day being
yeah.
the long. I get that,
Yeah.
but I got to do my history. I got to do some studying to understand the Freebirds group, in a sense. The
Ministry of Darkness.
Mystery of Darkness. That bit was not even. I don't think that was not even a year old.
But they created.
Because the only person that they were going against was Stone Cold.
Yeah.
And The Rock, I think, when he had the belt, but that was it.
Yeah.
It
But
was two men against the whole group.
Yeah, but I think they were doing it because like how the story was told through, instead of being like the guy going, I guess you had the Undertaker kind of like, I guess would be a different.
But the whole time it was Vince.
Yeah.
It was Vince with D-Generation X.
Yeah.
To my memory, to be recalled, that was it.
Right.
And Undertaker was just only the face, but he was not really the mastermind. Vince was the mastermind. What?
Yeah.
What? Did Evolution make the list? I think it did.
Yeah.
Evolution. Yeah, that's generational greatness right there. NWO, RIP, Scott Hall for sure. Kevin Nash for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say H name. I don't respect him like that. Rodman was part of NWO.
I feel like if there was no NWO, there wouldn't be an LWO.
I mean,
And there wouldn't be the blue NWO. There wouldn't be a red WO. So like NWO kind of like developed, like it started like
they were the bad
group,
boys.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when Detroit had the bad boys, you know what I'm saying? In the late 80s to win the championship, NWO was like, let's take that concept, apply it in wrestling, and go against the grain. Nobody in their mind thought Macho Man, H, Scott Hall, all of these individuals
and those and that's everybody who left WWE to go to WCW.
Exactly.
So to get formed together and and a lot of people got paid. Even I think there was one that was the Hulk Hogan's nephew. He held the title. He got paid millions. And I'm like, you got, because you were by association. Everybody went to. I think even Sting, he was in it. Then that's how he started breaking the NWO. But even people like that were all surrounded, they kind of like created hype for them, like Goldberg, Sting. You had people like that.
They're the one that broke the streak to Goldberg winning streak after he won the big gold.
Yeah.
Like, that's history. Yeah. Now, the bloodline. Personally, a lot of these names were WCW, WWF, WWE stables, right? Yeah. The bloodline, unfortunately, I have to say, they're pretty solid for 2 years. They're young. Yeah. We predicted that they were young, but they're pretty solid at the moment. It's like you have revenues, you have kids with TikTok. It's worldwide. We have people in third world country imitating them as they were like the bloodline themselves, and they're not even Samoan. Like, bro. Like,
but I feel like now, I feel like they still they're popular, but I feel like they haven't. I'm not saying they haven't made history because they've unified titles but I feel like they haven't been set in stone. Like, time hasn't passed that it's like, because it's still so new that
but
it's like
it's still they're like they're like the New Day. Yeah. And you follow what I'm saying? When New Day started, they got booed. Yeah. They never thought Kofi was gonna be healed. But
the New Day we had more time with. That's why probably why they made the list. in both lists because I feel like they had more time,
longest reigning
but they had more time to like
multiple
simmer of like as a New Day. The Bloodline, I feel like in a couple of years, if like we revisit this, I feel like ChatGPT would be like boom, like it's more like popular, there's more history.
Te doy la razón. You have a good point on that factor. Maybe in a couple of years they might be more vintage, more respectable. I give you that point, but I thought Bloodline would made the chat list, the AI list, because it's a very
current and searchable,
searchable, popular group that so far AAA, New Japan, AEW, Impact, Ring of Honor, nobody has a response to the Bloodline as a group. No one has responded to that group in a sort of way. The only person that might have a group is WWE themselves. Yeah. But out of that, like the Elite been inconsistent. The BEC Blackpool Club, they have not been consistent. Combat.
Yeah, Combat Club.
Yeah, BCC. Yeah.
I would say JS in the beginning when they started, but that was it. Then they started
they fizzle out after like
I would say best friends, but they've been inconsistent.
Right. The House of Black. You mentioned the House of Black.
Yeah, but they're not. I would say that House of Black, it could be a response to Bray Wyatt's family. That's sort of like correlated, like that.
Sure,
but nothing
it's
like.
It's not the response to the Bloodline.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? It's not as a core group to be like.
I feel like eventually
I have these great individuals who I see every week, Mondays or Fridays, or on my social media, that's top notching these 4 individuals or 5 individuals.
But I will say eventually, when Undisputed Era gets together, that might be the response to the Bloodline.
Who?
The Undisputed Era, if they end up working out, coming back, everybody will see.
Bobby Fish
and
Kyle O'Reilly is healthy.
Yep. So that could be a response to.
But then you got to cover them in gold.
Yeah,
it's gold, baby, gold.
It's
gonna
take some time.
Tag team champion for AEW is the
FTR.
FTR in Ring of Honor is Lucha Bros. The current middleweight, the TV champion is still Samoa Joe.
Yes.
And for the international champion is still Orange Cassidy.
You have Warlow for TNT.
You got Warlow for TNT, and the pure champion is
the guy from Japan. He's like he's a beast.
He's a monster, right? I'm not even talking about the heavyweight. Okay, I'm only talking about midweights, tag team belts. That
and trio, they could win the Ring of Honor trios
against the
Embassy.
The Embassy, yes,
they could beat the Embassy. I don't know about them beating the House of Black yet.
Okay. Oh. Wait a minute. We got time. We could entertain this for at least 5 minutes. Why do you believe the Undisputed Era of Adam Cole, Bebe, O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and Roderick Strong is not able to defeat Aleister Black, Murphy, and Brody King? Why do you think?
I feel like
number wise is like already in their favor. But
it's basically it's going to be 3-on-3 either way. But I feel like for the Embassy,
technically 4 because
but I feel like the Embassy. No.
So for Embassy,
I feel like the House of Black works so far. They're working as a unit. They still on the Spirit Era. There's still some beef between them, so they gotta settle beef within them.
Yes,
they're not 100% at the moment.
Okay,
and there might be some ring rust. Maybe at the second match that they do, yes. But I feel like the first match that they have as trios against them, I don't think they'll get it.
And this is my rebuttal, right? They were a popular group. They know how to work with each other since Ring of Honor before going to NXT. They have shown individually that they could be separate champion as well tag team champion and rotate, because Adam Cole did play he substituted for one of the tag team
O'Reilly or whomever.
They are very technical. not big for Brody King. I get that part,
Right.
but you don't need to pin Brody King.
No, true.
You could go for Murphy. You could go for Aleister Black to get the pin. It's like, I believe if you want people, right? Because Embassy, to me, and no disrespect.
They're beatable.
Huh?
And they're beatable, and there's 3 individuals
It's
and
a
one team.
cop-out.
Yeah.
Respectfully, Embassy, I respect what you guys do. Don't take this personally, but to me, it's a cop out. You want to put if you're gonna bring the trio, if you're gonna give a trio belt to the Undisputed Era, has to be the AEW one, because the AEW one, as we spoke upon a while ago, long time ago, back in February or January, that is the new tag team belt. That is right under the AEW belt right now.
And it's more important, than the tag team at the moment.
And I want to treat this group, once again, and this is hypothetical because it's not confirmed or denied if they are reunited or not, but if they were, I need them to be feeling importante. 100%. The one belt, right? So in the trio, I would love to see the group of Fish, O'Reilly, Adam Cole. I want Strong, since he's very technical, very, very technical, I want him to get the pure.
Yeah.
That way they have their foot on both sides, and they can make it work. That's how I see how I would promote the Undisputed Era. If I gave them the triple champion from Ring of Honor, am I going to get new eyes on the show?
It's going to get more popular.
Sure. But are they going to have better competition to defend the belt? Well-known names? No. Because then that means you have to bring in the Elite. You might have to include BCC. You might have to bring in Best Friend with Cassidy. You know what I'm saying? You have to import.
Or people from Japan or whatever.
We agree that they should be separate, not together. So that's why I feel,
Claudio needs to, not go away, but, he needs to...
Why are we bringing Claudio?
No. Because you said... You brought up... You left the door open. You said BCC.
Yeah, I'm saying you have to import them in order to...
But BCC should have just been... For AEW, it should have been Daniel Bryan, Moxley, and Yuta. Because Yuta, he got no title, so he's, sort of a free agent. He could go both.
He
don't... No, but I'm saying, but I just keep it them 3, rather than Castiglione being involved in AEW business, even though he got stuff to deal with in Ring of Honor.
Well, the group before Ring of Honor, he was the 4th member.
Correct. But let them 3 deal with, if they need, then they call you in, kind of as extra help. But
I hear you. I hear you.
It's just you're not mixing two AEW with Ring of Honor, but it's just
I really hear you. I'm just, in my mind, I'm the only reason Claudio is still involved, right, is just the fact that Yuta, even though he's the 3rd member, he's not as much of a threat.
No, true.
He's not like the muscle.
Yeah.
The muscle is Claudio. So you have to get him involved. You got Yuta more as the chameleon. You know what I'm saying? The technical chameleon that, you need a sub, I'm in there. Yeah. But I don't see him being the frontline man. The frontline man is the wild one, which is obvious. John Moxley. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's the wild boy. Yeah. Hence his theme song. And then Bryan Danielson is the brain now. He's the one that's running the operation. Yeah. So yes,
well, I think might be Don Callis behind, but that's besides the point.
Let's see if that. Yeah. Let's see what happened on Double or Nothing. But my point is Claudio has to be involved in AEW because he's the muscle. Yeah. Bryan is the brain. Claudio's the muscle. Moxley is the wild one, the frontline man, and then you got the chameleon with Yuta. Yeah. That's the only reason why you keep them together.
But I feel like they eventually need to. There has to be a distinction between AEW and Ring of Honor.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? It's just get this match between the.
But when was the last time you saw Claudio defend the Ring of Honor belt in AEW show program? That was what
last
year before the announcement, right? Before the Thursday night shows.
Right.
So he's doing his part.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens because I know that now they are discontinuing Elevation and Dark. And so those people might either go to Ring of Honor or we might see more kind of like developmental matches.
Is there a reason why they're closing?
It was because of the Warner Media. They created a new show Saturday, so those people might either be shifted to Saturday,
Okay.
or we might see them on Rampage. So we might see some like developmental matches, like or they might. I would put them in Ring of Honor just to fill up the roster,
And you know what? Thank you.
which is not too bad.
No, thank you, because if I ever decide to go back to watch,
So you're gonna be like, oh, what happened to the episode?
no, not even that, bro. It's not even that. I don't have to waste. Like I don't have to be there from 7 o'clock to like 2 a.m. to watch 5 shows.
Yeah.
I get to watch maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on how they do the
breakdown or whatever.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I will miss Elevation and Dark because.
But I think that we might see more Ring of Honor. You probably might get the 5 hours, but I think you might get more Ring of Honor matches probably rather than Elevation Dark. That's the thing. You used to.
Would I be okay with that though?
It's not televised.
Oh, it's not televised.
Yeah.
Going
because I know they've been recording Ring of Honor, but it's not. They don't have a deal yet. That's the thing.
Okay.
Because I think they still got their like subscription plan for like the Ring of Honor. So
damn.
I think it's Honor Club or something. Yeah.
Hey, they could be called the night table. Look and say I'm not. Damn. So you're still there till 2 a.m. All right, bet. It is what it is. Not what it was. Best of luck for all. This has been a really, really fun conversation. We'll see what's gonna happen at Backlash.
And I don't know if we mentioned in the last episode. Sorry. Kudos to Samoa Joe. He's the clown for Twisted Metal.
Yeah, but he's not the voice actor.
Well, he's on. Like,
he's just a puppet.
That's fine. He's still gonna pay. But congrats,
bro. He's the puppet. I'm mad that Joe knows how to talk. People. Yeah. He knows how to act. And you're telling me that my man Samoa Joe cannot do the lines? Yeah. Really, bro? You know how devious, how clever the man is? Look at like a lot of his promos, man. Load a compilation of Samoa Joe, how he talked, how he delivered through his NXT, up, down, interviews, promos and Impact, NXT, the WWE programming. Are you serious, bro? Samoa Joe should be the one talking. If anyone more scary to hear is Samoa Joe than that voice actor, you only have him there just for the fans.
And I think it was a Will Arnett. I think might be the voice behind. Yep.
Who?
Will Arnett.
Oh, well, he's from. Where's he from? It doesn't matter, to be honest. It's just Samoa could talk. He's not deaf. He knows how to talk. Not a stunt double. Go on you. Like. Anyway, this is probably Lucha Talk. Thank you for everyone who made it this far listening to our episode. Please be sure to follow us on all of our social media. We're on the Facebook, Instagram, the YouTube, as well as the Twitter, Providence Lucha Talk. And you can find us in your favorite podcast media app. All you have to do is type in the word Providence Lucha Talk, Lucha, and you'll be able to find us. It's our wrestling animated form with our own version of our bout. We appreciate you again. Please be sure to like and subscribe, share with a friend, family, loved ones. And, we'll talk next week on the result of Backlash and any other wrestling news. I'm your boy, Jay.
We say good night,
buenas noches, and bye.
Yeah.